today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're going to talk about bandoliers. Specifically, we're going to talk about the ones that you get with GI issue ammo and some of the clones that are out there on the market and what the difference is between the two. What we have laid out before us right now are two bandoliers. The one on top is a U.S. military issue bandolier that comes in your ammo can, and in your ammo can you'll find 7 of these. Each one of these 4-pocket bandoliers has 30 rounds in each pocket for a total of 120 rounds per bandolier. They're made of a light fabric stitched together, and they have some nylon threaded made sling. And the key feature of them is that they have this little thread right here in white. And the purpose of the white thread is, after you've taken the 30 rounds out of the bandolier, loaded them into your magazine, you can then pull that white thread out, which we'll demonstrate later, and that'll turn it into a bandolier carrier for your magazines, not just your ammo and stripper clips. Now let's go over the features of it. You have 4 pockets. They have kind of a sewn overlap there that keeps in the rounds, and also helps keep in the magazine once you convert it to a magazine carrier. Like I said, you have 4 pockets. It comes with a strap, and most significantly, a safety pin. And the safety pin is there to help you shorten it up so it fits you the way you need it around you and your gear. The strap is pretty long, as you can see, and having the safety pin be able to take up some of the slack is very handy. Now you'll notice right below it we have a civilian reproduction of the pouch, and it looks almost the same, and you're thinking, wow, it'll have the same functionality. And in fact, it does not. And now let's go over the differences. Both are made of a linen or cotton type material, both have a strap, both come with the safety pin, so they perform the features. And that's where the similarities end. For the GI pouch up here, you can pull out this thread as such, and as you can see, it opens up the full length of the pocket just by pulling the thread out. And you can see with little or no effort, the thread's just popping out. Now down here on the other pouch, they have the same white thread. If you look real close, the stitching seems to be the same, but in fact it's not. It's stitched a completely different way, and you can pull on these threads for all the strength that you have, for all it's worth, and they don't come out. So this pouch cannot be used for the intended purpose of holding extra magazines. But it's still got functionality to it. If you decide you want these pouches to be used to carry your magazines, you're going to have to make a conscious decision before you load them up. And that conscious decision is you're going to have to get a knife and pick these threads out like you were taking the thread out of an old shirt or something. Because they're not going to pull at no point, no matter how much you start it with your knife or do whatever. You've got to cut every little thread out. This one, as you can see, just pulls and it pops with little or no effort. Now your next question is, you're wondering, how do I tell which is which? And that comes to the reason I made this video, because online I couldn't tell till I received them. Now the key on the military issue one is right here. Somewhere on the pocket it's going to be stamped, 5.56 millimeter ball, 10 round clips, and a lot number. Particular lot numbers for Lake City, but you can see a lot of different ones out there, especially if the ammo you bought this on came from a different country besides the US. The civilian reproductions, no stamp. Nowhere is there a stamp other than some little meaningless numbers here on the back. The other thing is the colors of green, and this might not show up on the camera as well. They're both a type of olive drab green, but there's definitely a differently noticeable shade between the two. And it's really one of those things you only notice is if you have an actual military bandolier to compare it to. So the reproductions are pretty good, but they're not good enough. Now you can still use them to hold your ammo on stripper clips. It'll still perform that function just fine. I've actually found these come in pretty good for holding M1 Garand clips and packing them in an ammo can, because where the thread is makes no issue. But like I said, if you're thinking that you're going to use them to hold magazines, then you got to take that thread out in advance. I'd like to thank you for watching today's video. We hope you found it informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future gear test videos.